cultist, and that will allow you to target those two. So you have them targeted now. Now go ahead and do your saving throw for them two, for those two NPCs.
Okay.
And then it will automatically roll the dice twice for each one. Well, once for each one. So you'll see 2 rolls. Alright, so it looks like the Kobold failed. Let's see, why did we not get a cultist roll? Let's see, go ahead and roll the... Alright, so the cultist was successful on his. He rolled a 20. So go ahead and now click on the center one. Alright, there you go. So now the kobolds are pretty much dead. Alright, it is gone.
You're redeeming yourself on the 1s and 2s, Chris.
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So there you go.
Take it, kobolds.
Both of the kobolds are as that flurry of blades, just reaches out from all around you. The cultist kind of does a tumble and ducks out of the way of the blades. But nice, you still killed 2 of the kobolds. All
Where's
right.
your dragon god now?
It's in the temple. No, I'm just kidding.
You mean Bubbly Toes?
Baphomet. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so who wants to go next? You guys have advantage.
I can take a shot.
All right. You want to attack you can attack the cultist or any of the other kobolds, and you can still see that the kobolds and the drakes are still moseying right on down the left side.
Ignore that.
All right, so you had
Ignore
advantage.
Just ignore that. I was just dropping that. I was trying to get it out of the way here. I've got, how it goes with screen real estate.
No
okay,
problem.
so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that cultist up to Cineric,
Okay.
and go ahead and fire at the kobolds, one of the kobolds instead.
Okay, sounds good. Well, you still hit with a 16. No need to re-roll, so even better yet. So you can go ahead and roll damage on kobold number 6. All right, so your arrow takes him out. 1 arrow, so literally just obliterates the kobold. He
Die,
falls down.
dragon spawn.
And the other kobolds, they really don't even know what's going on because they're still beating on the door, trying to open it up. And you can see that the back door's been barricaded. You can see a couple small holes that have been chipped away into the door, and you can see that it's you can see light coming from inside, but you can see that there's other boards behind it, basically barricading themselves in. So all right, so who hasn't gone yet? I don't think Vane's gone.
Yeah.
Yep, the ladies get to go.
I will attack that remaining cultist.
Okay. Nice critical hit. Very nice. You crit with your longbow. Nice job.
Yeah.
Give you a little jingle there.
I think you elves are starting to show off.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice
we're the
damage.
life-giving sun now, you see.
Wow.
Well, when you're good, you're good.
Yeah, when we're fighting against rats, you're kind of like, I'm just gonna take it easy here. But
Yeah.
now it's time for
I did
some real
okay.
combat.
I did okay against
No,
the
you
rats.
did. You did kick ass.
The arrow streaks right past your ear, Cineric, as it just embeds right into the chest of the cultist, and then he goes down to his knees and slumps over in front of you. All right, so Vane, you're up now. Well, you
that
guys
was
have
just
actually
me.
done really good this round.
I think we've all gotten our attack,
Yeah.
yes?
Yeah,
Do we
yeah, I
need to
think-
do initiative now?
Yeah, I think we all did our sneak attacks.
Yep. Let's go ahead and do initiative.
My initiative sucks.
Very nice. It looks like everybody's initiative is much better than the kobolds. So the kobolds are still, and this kobold moves up. He's trying to beat on the door. They don't even notice what is even going on behind them because there's just so much noise with, beating on the door and everything else going on around them. They're just oblivious to what is basically fixing to happen to them. So it looks like Vane, you're up. You're first in the order. Looks
All
like
right.
Vane does an acrobatic tumble over the wall, I bet.
Totally. It was beautiful.
Let's see how beautiful it was. Let's get an acrobatics check on that. No, I'm just kidding.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I
I
want to see
lost
that.
on the dismount.
My players that I've had for a couple years, they always know that I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for them to say something like, "I jump" or "I catapult." I'm like, "Did you just say the key word?" So I'm always like wanting them to fumble and fall and yeah. All right, so you get over that wall, Vane. Let's see. Let's see if you can do something to one of these kobolds.
All right. I'm going to use my longbow again on the kobold closest to me.
Yeah, they actually, as you're running up, they notice that you're now running up to them, and they're now and they see all the carnage behind them as they're barking and draconic to one another. So it looks like they're all starting to turn towards you.
Damn,
Oh,
Jen,
nice
you
hit.
were rolling.
Jeez.
You were rolling hot tonight. That's
Just
impressive.
really hot day.
Rockstar 24 hit on number 2. Oh, she did max damage.
God.
Nice job.
You're rolling insane.
Yeah, Kobold 2. Basically,
The rest of us will all go home now.
your arrow is so precise that it hits the kobold so hard it pins them up onto the wall of the church, basically, and the arrow
Nice.
just embeds in, and the kobold's just kicking for several seconds, and then he stops.
It'll be left there as a warning to the other ones.
All right. So if you got any other movement, you can move in, and we'll go to Orgo.
If she gets close to the remaining one, will it start to cower in fear?
Possibly.
All right, the elves are making it look easy, so I don't know. I'm just gonna try.
Represent.
Yeah, I'm gonna firebolt this kobold. Let's see what we can do.
For the short folk.
That's a hit. A hit on the kobold. That's a
I'll
hit.
take a hit. Fire spirits. Oh, fire spirits go away. No.
You set yourself on fire.
No. That was a hit.
On fire.
It's all because you guys are trying to show off.
Usually I only do that for the attack rolls, but I had to do that. But yeah, your bolt it hits the kobold, but it kind of gives you one of these
You just wait.
as it pulls its spear, and it looks like it's fixing the charge. Now, as you guys are running in, you can also see that that marching contingency that was on the left-hand side of the temple. They're just now starting to round the corner towards the very northern part of the temple. So you guys are going to have plenty of time to take care of these 2 kobolds and to try to get, hopefully, these these people out of the temple. All right, so
Okay,
let's
David,
see,
I have a
Orgo.
question.
Sure.
Go ahead, Orgo. Finish up.
I think I'm done. I'm not moving in any closer. I'm just firing bolts from here.
Okay.
Okay.
So sure, go for it,
my
Amber.
question is,
Mhm.
when I he just hit Kobold number 3 or attempted to, but when I try to mouse over them on the map, it's not showing me who is 2 and 3. So which
Yeah.
one has not been hit yet?
This is actually both of those have not been hit. They don't have a lot of hit. Oh, actually, the one on the left has been hit. So the one on the right has not been hit.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, the scale of the map it's such a large map that it's hard to see. You've really got to zoom in to see the Kobold 4 and Kobold 3. So Kobold
All right,
3
well, I'm
has the
going
damage
to,
on left.
To use my longbow, and since I'm no longer drunk, I've had all that time to sober up. I'm going to aim this, so hopefully that's a hit.
Yeah, you've had a couple hours now. Yeah, it's definitely a hit on Kobold 4, and that's the one on the right. So you do a total of 6 damage with your longbow, and he goes down.
Die.
Kobold 4 is
scum, die.
incapacitated. Yeah. The other kobold looks like he's fixing to. Looks like he's going to try or attempt to run away. So Dweedle, you can go ahead and take your movement if you'd like, Amber. And Dweedletoes, it's now your turn. As it looks like I was saying, the kobold looks like it's going to try to flee.
There is
Okay.
no flea.
Well, I'll take part of my movement and then fire a shot and then the rest of it. So we'll see what happens here.
Nice hit. Kobold number 3 is a hit. And
Hi,
you
Kobold
take it
number
down.
3.
Yeah. They have
Die, dragon spawn!
he is down. You have a slew of kobolds and cultists that are just basically strewn all around you, all dead. They look
I
like
definitely
pin
searched them.
cushions. All right, you can go ahead and search them, and as you're it takes you, I would say, probably, if you're going to search through all those bodies, it'll probably take you about a minute to 2 minutes.
Oh, while they're doing that, I'm trying to open these doors.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we have time to search for stuff. I'm just gonna grab.
We
I'm gonna grab as
always
many arrows
have
as I
time
can.
to search.
Sure.
I'm gonna
Well,
grab as many arrows as I can, then move up to the doors.
okay. So as a couple of you are searching, looks like Orgo is up at the door. Probably, I'd say you're probably beating on it, or
Yeah, if there's some way to let them know that it's not kobolds, friends are here.
You'll never take us, you blasted cultist! You'll never take us.
you,
We're
you know,
here
you
from
can
the
hear-
keep. Chowda!
Shout out.
Oh,
Soda!
oh! I just heard the password. It's Chowda.
All right.
And it's not from New England.
Oh,
It
he
is from New England.
Is from New England.
Well, that's good because I was just fixing to ask you what the damn password was, but you guys are on top of it.
So all of a sudden you start to hear,
Hey, are those kobolds or this cultist dead out there? Is it okay to open the door?
Quick
It's
light,
safe.
quick light.
Yes.
Yes.
all right. So
Come
you
out
can,
this way quickly before the others come back.
you can start to hear,
Not the
you know,
front door, just back door.
click, 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 and about 30 seconds goes by, and you hear all these clicks and some hammering, and you can see a couple of the boards on the holes of the door come off, and the door swings open, and as the door swings open, I mean, you can just heat pours out of this from all of the bodies that are just clamored inside of this temple, and
Ew.
as you can just see, there's probably 3 or 4 dozen people in here, a lot more than what were actually talked about from the scouts. So he opens up the door, the half elf, he introduces himself as Aegon Falconmoon.
Hey, I'm Eaton.
Oh wait, never mind. The door's not open anymore. So he introduces himself as Aegon, and he tells you that they're fixing to breach the door, and you can look to the northern part of the temple, and you can see that there's some soldiers that are still inside, and you can see kids crying. I mean, it's just chaos in this place, and the elf, he starts to yell, "Everybody, let's get out of here!" And the soldiers, they're going to create a diversion. They say, "Okay, they tell the acolyte, we'll go ahead and we'll create a diversion, so all of these cultists, they stay towards the front of the temple." So that's going to allow everyone to basically sneak out of the back. So as this goes on, the people start to file out of this place. Women and children, the elderly, and there's some wounded that are being, helped over the wall. And it looks like they're running down towards the river.
We should direct them to the tunnel.
Okay.
Yes, the tunnel with the creepy room. And the rats.
Yeah, right.
Care of the rats.
But it goes to the keep, so let's do that.
This way.
All right.
I'm gonna swing around the side where the patrol was gonna be coming to see how far away they are.
Well, it looks like the diversion has worked, Cineric, because that patrolling group of cultists and whatnot, they haven't, it seems like they're still concentrated all in the front, and you can see that, now that even that patrolling party, they're actually manning the war machine, also trying to burst into the church. And you can look out of one of the windows, and you can see that they're pulling this thing way back and swinging it in. And every single hit, it just seems like the temple is just rocking, and dust is falling off of the roof, and a lot of the sconces and the candelabras that are between the aisles, and books on shelves, they just are, everything is just falling onto the floor. Everything's being knocked off of the walls and whatnot. The guards, they are basically trying to, they're sticking their swords and their spears and their glaives through the holes that have already been created by this machine. So, as this war machine is pulled back, some of these cultists and stuff are trying to get in, but there's enough guards there that, they tell you to leave. They'll get back to the keep. They say, don't worry about us. We'll fall back when the time is right.
So I look at the guards, and I motion at the door, and I say, don't wait too long. The path is clear right now, but there's a force coming around the building. And then I'll head out after that, just so they know what's going on.
Well, the force that was going around the building is now concentrated in the front. They're all manning the war machine also. So,
gotcha. Okay, I missed that. I just didn't want to leave the guards behind. So,
no problem. Cool. The guards, the captain, he tells you that they'll be back in the keep. Don't worry about them. Just make sure you get the citizens back to the keep.
All right, well, let's escort them down the riverbed.
All right. You're able to get back.
Duitotos will hold up the back. I'll help the very last person if there's any elderly or any kids or anything like that. I just want to make sure every last person's out of there.
Yeah, all of the wounded.
The kids are taller than you, dude.
It takes about 5 minutes or so. But as for finding items on the cultists and stuff, you find that they have on the two cultists they had masks. They also had robes and regalia, and basically for money and stuff, they had about probably 10 gold between all of them. Now, do you want to do anything with? Do you want to take anything off of them? Because they really don't have any equipment. They just basically had the clothes that they're wearing, and then this garb and the mask that they were wearing.
I just wanted to get any arrows I could snag.
Yeah, you find a couple. You can fill your quiver back up.
I want that cool mask.
Sure.
Yeah, we should take the masks in case we need to do some stormtrooper armoring later.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
How many cultists are there in that group?
There's 2. So you have two masks and a couple of the garbs as well, a couple of the robes. Now, I will tell you this. There are several dead cultists along the route back to the secret tunnel, and there's actually more than enough for everyone to get a mask and cultist regalia if you would like to have that in your possession.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We're taking it.
Okay.
I like
all right.
Mask, too.
Sounds good. So
You're
you
pretty
guys.
short for a cultist, Tweedletoes.
Yeah.
Stand on each other's shoulders.
Hey, they never said that halflings can't be part of the cult of the
Well, they
Dragon.
have kobolds.
That's true.
They have kobolds. I mean, they don't discriminate.
Yeah, I just need a snout mask.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you could probably get one of those. First 8,000 in the gate, get a kobold mask. All right, so you get back to the center keep. You get all of the wounded, all of the children, all of the women, all of the elderly, all back to the keep. And
Awesome.
yeah, Nighthill he's astonished, and it really didn't take but about an hour to get all of this done. So do you guys want to go ahead and take a break? Everybody gets something to drink and stuff. Everybody have a good break.
Yep.
Now for the killing. Oh yeah.
Who's going to be doing the killing?
Elves.
The Emerald
The
City
elves.
Slayers will.
Emerald City Slayers.
The Emerald City Slackers.
So is that your name, the Emerald
That's my
City
name,
Slackers? Jeez.
No.
That when we roll ones, it is. Chris came up with Emerald City Slayers.
It's a good name. Definitely elvish.
Why don't you make a logo for that, Jonathan?
I'll get right on it.
For no dollars.
Yeah, like the rest of the art I did. But hey, it's all for fun, right?
Did you draw that stuff?
High budget,
Hey, you know,
classy production.
No, I didn't draw it myself, but no, you know, as publishers, we just got cash. We're just throwing it around, you know.
Right?
We're thrifty, man. We're
Yeah.
thrifty.
No, it's like
Make
you
it
know,
rain.
it's like my channel is partnered. You know, people think that they see a partnered channel, they think that Twitch just rolls in by drone wheelbarrows of cash to me every month, and that's just not the case. Not the case at all. They just fly them all in, drones full of cash, wheelbarrows of it every month. So,
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
like when you finish a Kickstarter and everyone assumes you're rich.
Yeah.
That drives me nuts. Everyone thinks you're taking that money, like put it in your personal bank account. No, you're probably going into the red, a couple grand.
Well, as always with the game industry, the underpants gnomes apply. So it's Twitch plus ? Equals profit.
All right, so you guys got all of the rest of the citizens back to the keep in the center of Greenest. And the priests are scrambling around. They're helping the wounded. And a couple of the soldiers, they yell down to Nighthill and Escobert and the rest of you that it seems like they may be trying to make a move towards the portcullis of the keep. And so a lot of the guards are starting to rush up, and Nighthill, he draws his sword and he starts running up the ramparts. And, the sally port is lowered all the way, and you can see that there's also a solid door that is between you and the enemy. And then, all of a sudden, you start to hear a loud horn that sounds and just breaks over all of the other fighting going on and whatnot. And this horn is just almost ear-piercing. So as everybody goes up to, Escobert and Nighthill, they're going up to the top. They say, "Oh, there's a massive force, but there's no battering ram. There's no ram that looks like they're going to be trying to knock through the sally port, but there's dozens of kobolds down below. And there's one thing actually catches your eye, Rachel. You see a half-dragon, a very decorated half-dragon in a very heavy armor, large sword, two-handed sword. And you're kind of looking through all the other smoke and the fog, and you notice that this is Langdedrosa Sirenwrath. And Langdedrosa, this is one of the leaders of the orc tribes that invaded your lands. And you know that this half-dragon, he towers over everyone else. He's about 7.5, 8 foot tall. And he's looking up towards the ramparts, towards all of you, and doesn't notice you. You're sort of, you're between two of the cobblestones, and you notice that he's leading these kobolds, and he's affiliated with this cult of the dragon. This is the same Langdedrosa that was in with the killing of your father and your brother.
Twinkle Toes, this dragon is mine!
Twinkle Toes. I love
Hey,
it,
that's
Twinkle
Tweedle.
Toes. and the horn
But there's a
blares
dragon
throughout
out
the
there?
night.
There's a dragon out there! Friends, there's a dragon!
Let's get him.
Well, I'm definitely... Can I go ahead and attack?
Well, I don't think it would be a good idea to run down. Just
Oh, no, with my longbow.
well, sure, you can go ahead and do an attack, sure. And as you pull your bow out and you knock your arrow and you pull it back, and let's see your attack against Langdedrosa. So you hit Langdedrosa, and when you hit Langdedrosa, it strikes him in the shoulder. Doesn't even phase him. And you can go ahead and roll damage also. And you hit him for some piercing damage. And he takes this arrow and he just snaps the arrow, just really snaps it off and throws the arrow to the side. And he says, I am Landradrosa Cyanrath, and I am in a good mood tonight. I am feeling generous. And
You will be dead. You will be feeling death soon.
Who are you, dwarf? I can barely see your head sticking up over the rampart. Get the box to stand on.
I am Amber of Clan Batterhammer, and I will revenge my family.
Your family? Your father Randall and your brother Adric? They were not even a fight for me. They begged for their lives.
Lies!
They begged for their
I think
lives.
we're making him mad.
As they slid off the end of my blade. And he takes and he spins and does one swift slash of his blade, and 4 kobold heads just fly off, woo, and boop boop, and just roll right on down the hill. This is, your family is weak, and we took your lands. But Amber of Clan Battlehammer, I am feeling generous this beautiful night here in Greenest. Do you see these 4 pitiful, useless prisoners? And, he's kind of looks over his shoulder, and a couple of the kobolds and cultists, they have these, shackled prisoners, and a couple children and a female, and they're, pushing them along out into the open. And it says, we have no need for them. So, I am feeling generous, like I said, and I will trade them back to you. You send me out your best warrior to fight me, and you can have these 4 pitiful excuses of humans in exchange. And Amber, that if you go out to face this guy, you are going to die. This Landradrosa he is vicious, and you can see him. I mean, he has scars, and I've got this is actually what he looks like. As I will share this to everyone. There you go. That's what Landradrosa looks like. Landradrosa Cyanrath, the half dragon.
So Amber's pretty pissed right now, and she's just pacing back and forth as she's pouring herself a bunch of booze in her cup and slamming them back and grunting and mumbling and saying things you just can't even understand.
Yeah.
You would just die out there. That's not what you want to do.
Yeah, one of the sergeants comes forward, and it is one of the sergeants, Sergeant Mark Guth, that was actually back at the temple. He was one of the last to leave. He was the one that he and his soldiers created the diversion for you, so you could get all of the citizens of Greenest out of the temple. And he says, "Oh, that's my sister. That's my sister and her children." And he doesn't even say 2 words, and he's drawing a sword and running down, and he's yelling, "Open up the sally port! I'll fight the bastard half-dragon!" And he's running down, running down the ramparts.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go. Hey, Vane, wanna go slay some dragons? And I go.
Totally.
I tie a rope. I run down and tie a rope and throw it over the edge, somewhere down here, and give her the wonderful blessing of the trickster goddess. And we're planning on going to bust up some dragon skulls down here. Is that cool?
Yeah. Well, as as everyone's starting to strategically make their moves, another one of these another individual that's actually a human comes out and yells up towards the tower and says, if any of you interfere with my champion, my general, we will kill the hostages, and then we will take the keep, and you will not stop us. So before you start to think about shooting us with arrows from above, do not think about it.
But firebolts are cool, right?
That is not cool either, elf.
Sounds good.
Those are good. They like those.
Landradosa is an honorable warrior. He will fight and will be an honorable warrior and not kill the hostages.